My name's host Eric. I'm back streaming again briefly because I felt it was appropriate given the amount of squashage that Drake endured when Kendrick Lamar drove the steamroller over him. Wow. I know I'm a month behind the times, right? This all happened like Kendrick Lamar released these songs a month ago. I get it that I'm a month behind the times here, but give me 1 second and I will be at least current with the chat. We're gonna meow this meow right into the meow. There we go. And we'll go to home. Where we live. Click that. Yeah. I love you too, Rachel. Hello, Mean Bird. Hey, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. I'm not going to stream for a long time today. Happy Friday to you too. I'm pretty tired, very tired, actually. But I didn't feel quite like going to bed yet because I wanted to talk to him about this whole Kendrick Lamar Drake situation. I had heretofore always felt as though Eminem was the premier purveyor of soul-crushing diss tracks. But I hereby award the crown to Kendrick Lamar. He just threw Drake so into the wood chipper that the only way you could identify that it's Drake is because some of the teeth are smaller than a wood chip. So I'm feeling so tired and so combobulated. Not exactly discombobulated. Just regular combobulated. Like everything's unnecessarily difficult, or unusually difficult, I should say. This is because of the lack of sleep, and I think also because of these Benadryl pills I took, which of course have Benadryl in them. These things. These are antihistamines. I've also got this cup of coffee. And listen, this coffee is fair trade, organically sourced, and all that jazz, okay? So that makes it special. I want to, additionally, here before I go to bed, I was thinking it might be nice to look on Google Earth and see what I see. I've been wanting to do one of those videos that I watch sometimes where I find something on Google Earth that I can get to in my little wilderness car and go see what it is. Because, you can only see so much detail on Google Earth. This is my keyboard. Okay. Google Earth. Yeah, I will show you what I'm looking at too in a second, okay? So you can enjoy the wonder with me. Okay, fine. I don't really want to explore, but it's fine. Where is this? Is some sort of foreign country? Paris? Why am I in Paris, France? That doesn't make any sense. All right. Now we're going to find where I live. And we're going to look around there. There it is, Mariposa. Okay. And I live back here. There's Jersey-Dale. I live like back here somewhere. Yeah, I guess I live over here someplace. All right, so I'm gonna find me first. Is it back further? Ice Cove's over there. Where's the regular road? Okay. I guess that must be Double Eagle. So I think we are close to where we need to be. Yes. Up this road. Okay. Meow, 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 meow. Zoom out a bit here. Wait a second, where is that though? That's not where we are. Are we more this way?
Thank you, baby. I love you too. Oh, take it, baby. I love you too.
Huh. And it's so hard to find my house. Why is it so hard to find my house? I'm having a lot of trouble. So this is Jersey-Dale, right? Which means oh goodness sakes. It is harder than I expected it to be. Okay, well, we'll just call my place of residence Jersey-Dale. That's as close as I'm going to get, I think, at the moment. So now let's look at the map, and we'll see what we can see around Jersey-Dale. My hope is that I find something mysterious on Google Earth and then go discover what it is in the actual wilderness. All right, so let's take a little time looking at Google Earth. Like I said, this is called Jersey-Dale, and this road here is Scott Road. Hmm. I'm going to need to search. All right, good. There we are. I found it. Alright, so now that I've gotten that found, this is in fact Snyder Ridge, and here's Jersey-Dale. So, what we want to do is look in the Snyder Ridge region here, approximately, or the Jersey-Dale Ranger Station region. So to get to the Jersey-Dale Ranger Station, here's the road. I don't see the ranger station at the moment. Is that it? Yes. This is the ranger station. All right, so what we're looking for is something up where? Is that the ranger station? What's this road? And where does it go? Is this the one that goes into the mountains? It does seem to go quite some distance up here. There's a house here. And a house here. So this is not where, not the wilderness. Oh, I see I'm going the wrong way. Jersey-Dale's way down here. All right, so let's look like on this mountain here and see if we see any weird looking spots that need exploration. What is that? See, now you got an exciting video. I'm sure. What's this? What is this? Is that a stream? Is that a road? All right, I probably need to look more in this area. Look over here. There's some trees. There's Granite Creek right there. What is going on here? Just some rocks, I guess. Well, purportedly, I could go all the way over here to fish camp. Oh, yeah, it's fish camp's not that far. It's about as far as Boot Jack. So you can go through the mountains here all the way to fish camp, apparently. Like here we've got Hogan Mountain. What an exciting location. Hogan Mountain. Over here, we've got there's Summit Campground. This is fish camp? Yeah. I just have to go over Hogan Mountain. Kind of far this way. Can I go to Awana through the mountains? Signal campground. There's a campground there, then surely we can drive there in a little car. Doesn't look like a campground. Does it? No, it doesn't. Doesn't look like a campground at all. Devil Peak. Do you think Devil's Peak is too evil to look at? Oh, it does look evil. What's wrong with you, Devil Peak? Alright, so I could get to Devil Peak, potentially, coming down here to the mountains. Or just end up going more due this way. It looks like it's just like nothing but mountains. Hmm. I don't see anything particularly suspicious out here. I want to find something suspicious to look at. Like, what is this? What is that? This is the road, apparently. And it's gonna weave on through here. Oh, I see. It's way down there now. How do you get way over here? This is hard. I'm never gonna figure this out. Let's look at Mariposa Town on Google Earth and see what it looks like. Well, it looks like a regular town. Okay, I admit it. I admit it. Looking at Google Earth was less fun than I expected. I could go this way a little bit, but there's not really a place you can go over there this way that much. Or I could go like Heights Cove. Try to get Ferguson Ridge. I've been to Ferguson Ridge before, I think. Wow, that was fascinating. Okay, so I've been able to do the couple of things I wanted to do here. Number one, I just want to say, wow, Drake, you never had a chance. You never, ever even had a chance. You used to live in Mariposa? What made you move? It's a wonderful place. Month late is better than never. Glad you got to witness the utter destruction of Drake. Yeah. I watched some clips of that Kendrick Lamar concert where he's got like the whole audience singing a call and response on his annihilation of Drake. It was like, okay, somebody finally displayed a higher quality of diss track than Eminem has even ever done. I mean, I don't know what you call it. It's higher quality. It's more more yields. As far as nuclear bombs go, it's like Barzama. I mean, Zarbama. Barzama. I'm going to eat Rachel leftovers too. Why? Because I'm cool like that. Usually Rachel doesn't eat her leftover rice. I think it gets a little bit dried out for her taste. We listened to some of Euphoria, some of the other tracks. Then we listened to all of Not Like Us a couple of times. Throughout this process, I was just, for a lot of these songs, for a lot of those three songs, I was just sitting here with my mouth just totally agape. Just, what is going on? Oh my God. Oh yeah, he's a certified banger. It's also like, I'm sure, more than a little traumatizing to Drake. Not that he doesn't deserve it. I think it's good that Kendrick Lamar did that, but I'm just saying. It's like one of the comments said, "This is gone. This is way beyond diss tracks. This is turned into Catch a Predator." So yeah, I agree. Amazing and not very digestible. Like Pine Box? I don't know Pine Box. Well, Jacob 540, if you think Drake's better, you probably like to listen to a man rap about his feelings. The thing is, the way you know that Kendrick's definitely, you know, light years better than Drake is that none of Drake's shit ages well at all. Like, all of his aesthetic choices, as soon as he makes them, they instantly turn like lame and last year's yeah. Hard not his best song. You know what? You saying that makes me want to say to you, Jacob 540. Makes me want to say this. Listen, Jason 540, Jacob 540. I got a bone to pick. Monkey mouth motherfucker sitting in my throne again. Yeah, I'm mad. I ain't stressed. Yeah, Beat the Ground is the most psychologically haunting diss track I've ever heard. Well said, that boy Klaus. Well said. Exactly. Draco, you may not know what you're talking about, but both That Boy Klaus and I still welcome them. I'm not saying that I hate the Chiefs, but I do usually root against them. The thing is, in high school, I was an Apache. So I said after my high school years, okay, Eric, that's enough being an Indian as your mascot. From now on, I only want to root for teams that don't have any article before, or like for example, something that doesn't have a plural, I guess I should say, like the Miami Heat, as opposed to the Minnesota Timberwolves. No, I don't miss high school. High school was a very long time ago for me. Well, which Avenger do you think is the best rapper, Jacob? Zorano's better. We have AC here, Sean. We don't have AC at the other house. I don't currently have the AC on, but I will turn it on for a little bit. That will in time lower the temperature by 2 degrees and thus attain the desired temperature of 67 degrees. Rachel has gone to bed. I heard that one, who's Dave Freeze? And we're gonna what? Turkey versus Portugal? If I'm up. Let's see what time it comes on tomorrow. Unbelievably, the Oilers pushed it to a game 7. So they were down 3-0, and now they've tied up 3-3. Tomorrow is the 22nd. We're going to start the day with Georgia versus Czechia. I did not see Georgia play. I haven't seen them play yet. And that will be at no. Okay, can we just come on, ESPN website? All right, Saturday the 22nd. Ecuador versus Venezuela. That starts at 3 p.m. That's Copa America. Mexico versus Jamaica at 6 p.m. 6 a.m. only on Fubo, Georgia versus Czechia. I still won't get to see Georgia. 9 a.m. That's when the Turkey-Portugal game comes on. Both of those teams are 1-0 now. And then Belgium in the late game trying to get a win from Romania and recover from the shock of their opening game loss. That should be fun. So, what was I going to click? Preview for the Turkey game. Oh, so Turkey beat Georgia in the first game. I think Georgia's probably not one of the better teams in the tournament, so we'll see how Turkey fares against a much mightier Portugal squad than Georgia. I just can't sleep at that. The temperature is higher than about 67. Yeah, well, it is true that anybody who is still buying into Drake's legitimacy as an artist no longer has the excuse of mistaking new for relevant, you know? Drake definitely doesn't have anywhere close to the level of talent of Kendrick or any number of other rappers. It's not quite clear to me how he became so successful, except maybe he understands it as like, I'm like a boy band sex symbol guy, flirt with the ladies. Something. I don't know. You're not a rap artist, you're a scam artist with the hopes of being accepted. Fabricating stories on the family front because you heard Mr. Morale, a pathetic master manipulator. I can smell the lies on you now. But the line that says, you're trying to strike a chord, A minor, that's just so nuts. Really smart. Kendrick kisses his cousins in music videos. Is Eminem or Kendrick Lamar better? Well, that's a really tough question. I would say, I mean, they're both fantastic in their best moments. I think Eminem probably has a greater body of work that's worthwhile. Sonny Dog, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna go get you some food. I mean, I think Eminem deserves the win at the moment, but he's been doing it for longer than Kendrick, so he's got like Houdini is spectacular. The new Eminem track Houdini is really really good. Rachel and I've been geeking out on it. Okay, well, I think you don't really. It may be the case that Eminem was successfully able to engage people with a little bit of humor here and there in ways that rap at the time wasn't doing at all, really. But it sounds to me like probably Jacob 540. You've got poor taste in rap. That's what I'm thinking. Yes, well, Eminem is more famous for rap. LB 504. You're gonna have to go on timeout. Well, that is what you call it because you're trying to be dismissive of Eminem and say like Eminem's just not really good. It's just gimmicky or something like that. And you're wrong about that, but I do understand that that's what you're saying. Marshall Mathers LP is just so good. It starts off so banging. When I was just a little baby boy, my mama used to tell me these crazy things. She used to tell me my daddy was an evil man. She used to tell me. It's a good track. I mean, he doesn't have much of hit songs exactly, but his newest track he put out called Houdini is great. And it samples Abracadabra, which is a great Steve Miller song to sample because like he's able to do all these allusions to his earlier albums and it fits over that Abracadabra loop nicely. Yeah, Tupac wasn't really very good at all. He just died at the right time to yeah. The Kill Shot diss track was good, effective, so to speak, but I would say his new song Houdini's better. He predicted 20 artists coming at Drake years ago. Who predicted people coming at Drake years ago? You think Biggie is a better artist than Tupac? I agree. I agree with that. Tupac, look, it's fine to lionize him a bit and to acknowledge that Tupac will go down in history as a guy who popularized wearing the bandana in that fashion. And we call it the Tupac wear. You know, the Tupac fold for your bandana when you wear it like that. That's really all there is to say about Tupac. He liked bandanas, and he died violently and young. Have you listened to Long Kiss Good Yeah by Biggie? It's a diss track to Tupac after his death. Now that you're dead, I can tell you what's in my head. You suck. You're not nearly as good as everyone said. They're on decline. He didn't say that, scolds that boy Klaus. He, Eminem, predicted that the crowds and fans would eventually turn on Drake similar to how they have turned on him. Have the crowds and fans turned on Eminem? I don't think so. Really, does he? Have they? We idolize rappers on their climb up and tear them down when they're on the decline. So if you become a rapper on the decline, you're like, I've got a hat and a bat and a mat. This flow is not very good. Is that how you know you're losing your rap mojo? You always rhyme cat, bat, and hat. I don't think anybody could really significantly name another beef in rap music besides Kendrick and Drake right now. Pack Theft Auto May City sounds like a fun game. Pack Theft Auto. There's got to be a twist. Show Media says that Eric Rachel loves you. I believe it. I love her as well. Yeah, absolutely. Eminem was a meme in young people culture for the last 10 years. He's described as being overly technical and prone to shock value rhymes, which is why Jacob calls him gimmicky. Oh, well, what an excellent explanation. I feel like I learned a lot in that paragraph. I agree with the youngsters that he's overly technical prone, in playing the character of Slim Shady anyway, to shock value rhymes. But I think it's also the case that he does better job most of the time than most of his competition in terms of telling a story, like carrying the rap, the meaning side of the rap as well as the rap side of the rap. Quavo Chris Brown. Now Jacob 540, I believe Chris Brown is the person who said the following. Look what I can do with my feet. I don't really love your name in my mouth. I don't love my name in your mouth. Let's just keep our names and mouths separate entirely. I'll keep mine over here. You stay over there, next to the Glade air freshener, the Glade plug-in. That'd be a great way to diss a guest to your home. Hi, Judy. Oh, could you please sit by the Glade plug-in? We don't really have any Glade plug-in, but if we did, this would be a great plan. And then you could say, ha ha, now they can't smell me. And when the detective comes to interview them, because they're a witness to the murder, say, what did you see? She said, couldn't see, hear anything. I was so overwhelmed by the smell of this Glade plug-in. Do you love hit 'em up? I don't know what that means. Yes, Eminem's Houdini does sample abracadabra. It works perfectly to put like a variation on his old themes. So, look who's back, back again. He does that at the beginning of it, you know. What do you do when you come across an elephant in the jungle? You say something non-sexual to it, like, how about them Dodgers? Hey, talking big fan, brother. Oh my god, gosh, you guys, we've got to go visit this ice cream truck. It sounds like it's gonna have some delicious flavors of ice cream. And it's got such a wonderful boutique name. It's called Ice Wallow Come. Because it's basically saying, come and ice wallow. Come wallow in the ice. Anyway, the end of the story is this. You were trying to sell ice cream, but then a lemonade stand opened across the street from you. You got out of your ice cream truck to chase away the lemonade stand. But the little kids running the lemonade stand drove away in your truck. And now, no truck for you. Polly Mooney, what's up, handsome? What's your body count? As far as I'm concerned, my body count is 1. My wonderful wife, Rachel. Oh, sure. We've only been together for a little less than 5 years. And oh, sure, I may have had a life prior to that. But I decided to reset my number so that I'm on number 1, my current wife. I know, Putty Cat, the Oilers were down 3-0, came roaring back. Now it's 3 games apiece, but they've got to play Game 7 in stinky old Florida. How many people have I killed? 0. I've never killed anybody. I've never even come close to killing anybody. I mean, by which I mean, I've never hurt somebody either accidentally or purposefully substantially enough to be worried about their well-being. Um, Obviously, generally, I try to engage with people in a sensible fashion. If I had to resort to violence, it would be because they had already engaged physically and, you know, shown they're not going to respect my bodily integrity, ergo, justifying self-defense. Well, I just go ahead and answer the question. I've slept with 153,222 different women since I started when I was, I guess, what, 6 days old was when I got laid for the first time. Dim's sue RFK Jr. over Nevada presidential bid, saying he's not really independent and wants to play spoiler. People say dumb shit all the time. It's almost like that's what most people were made to do. God said, yeah, he started like giving different people like their powers. He'd be like, okay, you are gonna end up being a natural at crochet. You are gonna be a natural at uh, this that straw chair. What's that called? Macrame? Did I say macrame already? I'm tired. Why did Trump get sued for having an affair with a woman who agreed to do so? I have no idea, Brad said. I mean, we know exactly why, because he's so divisive a figure that the people who don't like him dislike him so much that they want to harm him as much as they possibly can simply because he was he was so much on the other team throughout his presidency. The one thing that Trump did do is he stayed on his team. He's like, I'm on Team Trump. The lamestream media isn't informed about anything, whereas my feelings and intuition always tell me and you the truth, which is obviously nonsense. But I am having the hardest time studying. Any advice just for a 100 question test? Just need a 70. Yeah, I'd say don't do the last 30 problems. Make it a challenge for yourself. That way you have to get 100% on the part you finish. What's the subject matter? Exodus. I had a great one. Shea Langoliers had a two-run homer in the bottom of the eighth inning to retake the lead that we threw away an inning prior. The A's are such a good comeback team, even if they got a bad record, right? In so many of those losses, they were behind, came back to take the lead, and then ended up losing the game, or at least came back and tied and ended up losing. That's why I'm so convinced that the Athletics are actually going to make the playoffs this year. We're going to go on a surge of wonderfulness. We're going to make the playoffs. Soderstrom and Langoliers both played well. Next is OOA is trying to become an engineer for the water department in NYC. Okay, well, I can give you a quick shortcut that you can use for this test. Just remember, two H's and one O equals one water. It can be confusing because people go, well, two H's, one O, that equals three of something. No. It equals one piece of water. Well, I've seen I've seen him give up heartbreaking home runs. I've seen him give up some hits. He doesn't do great out of the stretch. So if he's coming in the 10th inning where there's a runner on second, he's been known to uncork a wild pitch every now and again. It's fine if no one's on base, but I guess it doesn't count in the stats as a wild pitch if no one's on base, right? Who's in charge of cows and steers? Shea Langoliers. Who can save our nation's peers? Shea Langoliers. Who won't give in to pressure from peers, Shea Langoliers, and please don't stab me with those spears, Shea Langoliers. Oh my God, I'm Britney Spears, Shea Langoliers. Separate Israel and Palestine. The thing is, a lot of our foreign policy, whether it's policy we should engage in or the Israelis, isn't coded in song. The code for the Israelis is pretty straightforward. It just says you got to keep them separated, which means if you're going to keep them separated, you're going to need some kind of large wedge. It goes like this. You can just kind of hammer with a massive hammer into the sand there. Say, you guys stay over there and you guys stay over there. And then the Palestinians be like, but why do we have to have the shitty part? I said, shut up before I start acting like Israel. Then they'll be like, okay, we won't act up anymore. But then later they have a coup, and I have to kill most of them just to suppress the overthrow attempt. This is gonna make a great movie. Like I'm picturing a Palestinian and a Israeli actor, the actor, actresses, whatever. One actor, one actress. The Israeli looks very Israeli. The Palestinian looks very Palestinian. And and then they say it's not easy. Like the lady goes, it's not easy being a Palestinian Israeli Islamic woman living in the Gaza Strip, especially when you're married to an Israeli Jew. And then they stand back to back with their arms crossed, and it it tells you the title of the show. The title of the show is something like, "What are we doing over here?" Something like that. I think Shea Langoliers did win the game. Miller did save the game. Okay, well, I don't want to watch them leave the team at the trade deadline, Hector Sanchez. Right now, I'm not looking for you to be correct. I'm looking for you to paint a picture of the reality I want to have. Miller gets seagulls to be his enforcers. Yeah. Trump's Gaza Gambit. So Trump gets reelected, and he decides enough's enough. We need to hurry this up. And without even consulting Israel, America just bombs the living hell out of Gaza. Is that what you're suggesting? Possibly. Brad Stover is going to bed. Good night. And I'm going to be going to bed very soon too. Because you know why? I'm something that rhymes with schmired. I'm tired. I'm very tired. I'm as tired right now as most people would be if they stayed awake for 4 months. Funny how lack of sleep itself is so much of a drug. Makes you feel weird. This is what that song Second Night's about, you know? Hector Sanchez, I was not complaining about the reality, nor was I asking for input into how to change my reality. And, you know, generally it's not a good idea to just use the term addiction wantonly any more than it is use the term like disability wantonly. You can say, well, it's because you're disabled, Eric, by your attachment to these things. You can try to pathologize it with other words. Obviously, you're not going to get anywhere with on the addiction angle because, after all, we're engaged in purposeful communication with one another about a specific topic, and the end implicit in doing so is improving everyone's access to truth, mostly yours. In other words, making you more correct and less wrong. But to do that, I must demonstrate the right processes, which means I don't know what the calculation of this matter will end up determining. Just because you're no longer being mad by me doesn't mean you're free and clear. No, plain and simple. You're addicted to this attention. Well, it certainly is my number one hobby activity. But the thing is, I've been addicted to real things. I've had real addictions before, so that's why I kind of, uh, I suppose I'm trying to be like generally careful in my words so that I'm a little bit nicer than I sometimes am, and I'm trying not to be very patronizing. But remember, I was a drunk, so I quit drinking a little more than 10 years ago. I went to AA for a while to do that, but I haven't had a drink in more than 10 years. And I had to do that because it wasn't a sustainable substance for me. In other words, I was addicted to that drug. In contrast, but also similar, I was quote unquote addicted to cigarettes, but they had minimal negative impacts in terms of my experience of that addiction, quote unquote, than did uh, than I did with alcohol. Regarding YouTubing, I do love to YouTube. You could claim I'm addicted to it because I do it for so many hours, but making that claim, unfortunately, kind of necessarily involves pathologizing it, saying that there's something wrong about it that needs to be fixed. It's just not the case. So, yes, I will help you out, Hector Sanchez. I will help you out with a nice stout timeout. Oh, yeah, you can claim it. I guess what I should have said is you can't successfully claim it. You can make a claim, make any claim you want, but you have to, in order for you to successfully claim something, it needs to be claim, warrant, impact, link to framework, and withstand the scrutiny of a competent adversary rebutting it. Yes, I am. I am circumnavigating the globe right now. I'm not moving from this spot, and yet I'm still circumnavigating the globe. How? Astral projection. Right now, my astral self is somewhere past Australia. Yeah, well, that's why I quit AA too, Dead Close. Even though the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous says that AA has no opinion on outside issues, any issue other than alcohol. Um, People don't practice it that way. And accordingly, I was basically forced out because I wasn't going to accept their framing of things as, okay, well, Eric, now you restart your sobriety date and try again from day one. I'm just like, no, because I quit alcohol, not everything. But I don't know. People are getting their way into more correct positions on it. I think there's a term that you hear sometimes, California sober, which means you don't drink alcohol, but you smoke weed. It's fairly common. It runs afoul of Narcotics Anonymous dogma, but smoking weed doesn't run afoul of Alcoholics Anonymous dogma. So people who think it does are just wrong, don't know how to read. Quite clear about the whole matter. Of limiting the scope of its own jurisdiction. AA does a great job of that. AA is actually one of the best organizations or groups that I've ever encountered or can imagine encountering because it does everything right. Our it says something like our leaders do not govern; they're simply trusted servants. And just about how the way it's structured to make every individual group a, an autonomous example of the same kind of process without anybody imposing rules to make it such, right? It's weird. It just kind of gets grandfathered in. Yeah, even though I was correct and your wife's correct, that doesn't mean that the result is acceptance by people in the community. Obviously, I'm not going to go to AA meetings. Every time I go to one, they're telling me, oh, you can't share because you've smoked weed in the last 24 hours. Yeah, I did, bitch. I smoked weed 5 seconds ago. Right before I walked in here, I was smoking a joint. So shut up, Miss Karen Fussy Pants Weed Hater, no good Nick. Shut up. That's what I say. I'm really falling asleep. It's good to fall asleep because that's what one should do in the middle of the night. However, I have a bad relationship with inertial change. Right now I'm doing this. Unless I had some sort of pre-scheduled appointment, there's no way I'm going to just miss that. So I'll be keeping track of it, and then when it gets very close, I'll go to that if that were to happen, right? But without that external having a bigger problem if you don't than if you do thing going on, right, by and large, lots of things that I don't know how to do very well or optimally. Okay, I don't think I can stay awake any longer, so I'm going to say good night and good loving tenderness to you. I'll see you on the mañana. End it.